This is our restorative mobility class. So sorry if I'm so close to your face right now. Just making sure I'm capturing this recording. On the previous class, I just captured one picture. It was on camera mode, on photo mode, and I just took one picture and I was trying to record a full hour session. So anyways, I am Coach Jimenez. This is restorative mobility. If you're not sure what that means, this is a stretching class. The restorative part usually means that we're trying to like bounce back from like an injury, anything like that. Most folks that I'm aware of are healthy right now, not bouncing back from some car accident or anything like that. But a lot of the movements that we do here are movements that I personally was part of a team when I worked at a physical therapy office that were part of a like a prescription plan, like rehab workout plan. And many of the movements and exercises that I learned and practiced while I was part of that team, I have in this class. So, if you were to go to like a physical therapy office, and again, I'm not a doctor, nothing like that, just an instructor, but I do have a little bit of background on that. And some of the movements that we do, I continue to see with my athletes in the athletic training room when they get injured and they need a little bit of rehab or just to prevent injuries. So that's what this class is for. It's either to get you to a healthy spot if you are trying to recover from an injury. And if you're feeling great and healthy, this is also a class that's going to prevent injuries. So as long as you're doing these movements, it's going to keep your joints healthy, your muscles lengthened and healthy as well. Tendons and muscles can become rigid over time. The fibers could harden as well. Joints, if we're not moving our joints in the directions that they're meant to be moved, they're gonna get a little bit rigid. So think about this class how it's like calling this class almost like your WD-40 class. Like, you put WD-40 on that old hinge that's squeaking or maybe needs a little bit more lubricant to open smoothly. That's what we're trying to do for our joints in this class. It's to improve that mobility, and then just so our joints are, improving and moving smoothly. And just little things to consider. It's not gonna be put a lot of a lot of attention towards, but or I won't be making a lot of cues for. But think about also having good posture throughout the class. We don't want to be stretching here, like if we're stretching our wrists, we don't want to be slouching, just here and then just stretching our wrists. We want to be nice and upright, stretch that wrist. I'll try to mimic that. If you see me slouching, unmute yourself and let me know because I was dealing with some back issues not too long ago. So we want to keep that. Your breathing pattern. Usually people ask, how should I be breathing? Should I be breathing through my nose, through my mouth? Honestly, the best thing that works, it's what comes more naturally to you. If you find yourself trying to like find this rhythm back and forth and you're thinking too much about it, sometimes it takes away from the focus of like the stretch. So just do what's comfortable. But if we find ourselves hyperventilating or anything like that, you might just have to relax and breathe a little bit. Stop what you're doing. Have a chair for this class. Have a yoga mat. We'll be doing some stretches from the chair, from the standing position, yoga mat. I sometimes, not sometimes, but all the time, I'll have a longer item, usually a foam roller. I have a large foam roller at home, and I'll use that to do stretches for my shoulders. So if you don't have a foam roller, you could use a broomstick, a mop, an umbrella, a golf club, whatever it is. But that's pretty much the rundown of this class. If there's some movements that irritate a muscle or a joint, or maybe even like your nervous system, I know sometimes, like I was dealing with some neck pain, and my just this whole air, anything with my head was just causing like migraines or headaches. Just be mindful for stuff like that as well. We don't want to walk away from this class feeling any worse than we started. And if you just have one of those days where you feel sick, your energy level is really low, maybe you got poor sleep or you did some traveling, you could take the day off and you could watch this recording tomorrow. Again, these classes are recorded on Mondays and Wednesdays. If you miss Monday, do the recording on Tuesday or maybe later on that Monday, and then we'll see you again on Wednesday, and then so forth. You'll be all caught up. But any questions before we start? Okay, so I talk a lot, I know, I'm aware. So if you want to chat with me throughout this class about whatever topics it is that makes this class move a little bit quicker, feel free. But we'll go ahead and begin. Okay, so again, if I haven't mentioned, I am Coach Julio or Julio, whatever you want to call me. So, all right, we're gonna start again from our chair. We're gonna start with some facial exercises. Okay, so with these, what we're gonna do is we're gonna open our mouth as wide as we can. As we're keeping our mouth open, we're gonna tilt our head up, keeping that mouth open, and then I want you to pull your chin towards your nose. So really pull your lower jaw towards your nose. You're gonna feel an enormous stretch on your neck. Okay, so if you get lucky, you might even get rid of some wrinkles down here as well. So that's how I found out about this stretch, but it's really good for your neck. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Open wide. And shut, so you'll feel that long stretch going down. So let's do about 8 of these. Very good. All right, we're gonna go with some palpation, light massages. So just gently from your earlobes, just with your middle finger and your pointing finger, just gently touch your jawline from your earlobes down to your chin. I don't like this chair, it makes me too relaxed here. Definitely doesn't give me good posture. All right, now from the side of our eyes down to the side of our face. All right, we're gonna puff up our cheeks with air. Okay, so puff them up, and we're gonna move that air bubble left to right. Now relax. Cheeks will get a little sore. All right, so just relax. Now we're gonna puff up our lips or our cheeks, but now we want that air bubble to go upper lip, lower lip. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Continue with that. Keep doing it. So we do these so we could at least activate the small little blood vessels around our cheek, upper lips, just to get some, unusual movements going on, but it is going to activate some of the areas that, make the lips move in a way that aren't just moved by how we eat or how we talk. So just continue to do that. Okay. Very good. All right, we're going to transition down to our diaphragm. So now we're going to work on our diaphragm a little bit. The way we do this is by nice posture. We're standing upright. If you're collapsed, your legs are going to expand, so you want to be nice and upright. You're going to inhale through your nose for about 5 seconds. And then exhale, make a little small windpipe through your lips, and exhale all of that forcefully, okay? So you might even whistle. So again. good. All right, now we're gonna start with our neck. Okay, so for these, pretty simple. We're just gonna look left and then right. Left, right. I think the last time I had some of you as we were ending our summer class, my back and my neck were really tight and hurting. And that went away soon after, but yeah, it's very uncomfortable for about 5 days. And then after that, let's go up and down. Julian went to a birthday party with other 3 and 4 and 5 year olds, and it took about maybe 48 hours for myself to get sick after he went to that. So he got sick first, and then I got sick, and bouncing back from that right now. Very good. Right, we're gonna go with neck circles. Okay, so neck circles, again, shoulders nice and up, torso's upright, and rotate. Let's switch. These condos are like 90% made of wood, so the walls are squeaking all the time. It sounds like there's someone walking around on the rooftop. Very good. All right, we're gonna sit on our left hand. Left hand, bring your right hand over. Allow the weight of your right elbow to stretch the left side of your neck. Let's switch. You're gonna sit on that right hand. Left hand comes over. And again, stretch that right side of the shoulder. Very good. Now both hands go over your head. Okay, and then allow the weight of your arms, your elbows, kind of tilt your head forward or downward. Very good. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of lymphatic flushing. So it's gonna be more active stretching. Okay, so with this one, we're gonna start with some single arm windmills. So again, we could stretch by continuously moving. So this would be more dynamic stretching, active stretching. When we're just holding a stretch, for a certain time, then that's called just a static stretch. Let's switch. And that type of stretching really just lengthens the muscles, stretches the tendons a little bit, But this type of stretching that we're doing now, it's more active. So it's actually, getting the joints going. And, as I recently found out, thank you, Carmen, and I'm giving you a bunch of shout outs, but yeah, but just lymphatic flushing as well. So sometimes we have these areas throughout our body, let's go left arm, where we have some waste products that just kind of collects and it sits there, and when we move them around, loosens them out. So what we're doing right now, some of this, getting a nice stretch out of it as well. The switch, and when we move these areas where our lymph nodes are at too, it activates some of the signals to get healthy blood to come to that area as well, with nutrients, and just replenish that area. Very good. All right, we're here. We're gonna go just from here and just go up. Okay. Now let's go out. And relax. It's the type of stretching that might get you getting a little sweat as well. Elbows here, elbows up, and open wide, as far wide as you can, and come back. Excuse me. Yeah, and down, right? Opposite shoulder taps. So we're here, and then just tapping your opposite shoulder. So again, a little bit of active stretching here, working on that elbow joint as well. Yeah, the team right now, I just called one of my assistant coaches. They're at the creek right now. They're doing another ice bath. So most of them, maybe about half of them, are willing to go on their own. They asked me if they could go to the creek, and the other half try to avoid it as much as possible because it's really cold. It's all snow melt, so it's pretty cold water. But yeah, but it does help with like the swelling of like their ankles. These trails here are so rocky that you're gonna roll your ankle or sprain it at some point, but hopefully not a big sprain. Flip your palms behind you, and then up and down. Very good. Okay. All right. Easy right here, right elbow in. Turn that forearm inwards and then out. Good switch. Left elbow. Very good. All right. So next we're gonna go ahead and do a little bit more lymphatic flushing. So again, just palms right here on top of your shoulders, and I want you to just draw circles, kind of connecting those elbows inward. So try to make those big circles if possible. Now counter. So now up and in. Let's go here and then out. So no, yeah, in the last week of summer, our attendance wasn't our typical attendance. We had a lot of people traveling, so Wayne, Teresa will probably be bugging you with questions about your trip pretty soon. Josefina, Ramon, I know you guys were traveling too. Let's go elbows in here. Josefina and Ramon, did you folks go to that restaurant that I recommended? There's a Mediterranean restaurant in Carmel by the sea that I thought was delicious.
Yeah, no, Julia didn't find it.
Pues.
Uh-huh. And we were in a hurry because we went to see the Cowboys practice.
Oh,
So
I see. Let's do trunk rotations. Use the
we were
backwards.
running.
Oh, okay. All right. I guess next year. Oof.
Yes, I hope it's not fires.
Did you drive down Big Sur?
Yes,
Oh yeah.
yeah, we went on
Nice.
the one. Uh-huh.
What'd you think of that drive?
Yeah, it was scared.
It was scary. Huh? it's
Yes,
beautiful.
but you didn't tell
The
me.
switch.
Not me, not me.
Not you. Not you.
He was the driver, huh?
Yeah.
He was happy.
Not fun.
Well, yeah, if you're the passenger, you're closer to the cliff and falling over.
Uh-huh.
So.
Uh-huh. All the time in Yosemite too, and I everywhere. I was scared.
Yeah. It was. We were driving down to the hike yesterday, and I'm like closer to like the middle of the road, but my passenger was closer to the cliff side. So, so she was just kind of leaning over. Let's go ahead and do our hip openers. Okay, so right leg, extend out this way. Ooh, I definitely lost some mobility here. I'm not going as wide as usual. So, yeah, I could tell my hips got a little tighter in the last 2 weeks. Because, like I've mentioned in the past, I don't do this stuff if we're not doing this in the class together. So, so yeah, so I definitely get tighter during these breaks. I know Kathleen was doing some of the recordings throughout the break because randomly I would get the YouTube alert that she had commented her initials. Let's switch. So Jen, you had a pretty awesome trip. 3 weeks almost, right?
25 days.
25 days. And you brought me, you said salt? Thank you. That's awesome. What was the highlight of your trip? Let's do a performance stretch. Right ankle on that left knee.
Well, okay, so one thing that we keep coming back to, we were on the cruise part, we were in Oslo, Norway for one day, and my husband booked a group bicycle tour
Gentle
of the
push
city.
Oh, okay.
So, you have a guide and you take, and then, they explain the sites that you're going to. It was a Sunday. All the people were out in all the public spaces. It was very nice. And then we had to ride the bicycles partially on cobblestones, which is a
Ooh.
big challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knee up. Oof. No accidents though?
No,
Okay,
we
good.
managed fine. There were some, short stops.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's I know sometimes I don't watch the Tour de France like religiously or anything, but sometimes I'll watch them, and I know there's some of those little villages that have cobblestones and they have to ride through there, and oh man, all it takes is like one little rock to be a little bit more elevated than another, and yeah, let's switch. Oh yeah, yeah, I lost some mobility for sure. That's cool. It's Oslo. Yeah, that sounds like a really good way to explore a city, just like a bike tour. So, awesome. Gonna make it out there. Yeah, I think as soon as you send me, like your brief itinerary of like what you did or your travels, within like 2 hours, I was getting emails about cruises. Um, so, so yeah, the our devices are definitely listening. Let's push down. So, gentle push down. And then Wayne and Teresa, how was you guys were in Humboldt, right? Was it nice and cool weather out there? Yep.
Yeah, it was averaging about 64.
Oh, perfect. Nice. I think we're here right now. It's supposed to be like 67 average, but we have direct sunlight, so it feels warmer. Did Teresa help you drive?
No, just me.
Yeah, it's a pretty drive out there. Let's go ahead and recline back. So, oh, this is one of those chairs you could just fall asleep in. All right, so bring your knee up to your chest, and then extend that lower leg.
And his co-pilot.
Oh yeah, just don't fall asleep as a co-pilot. It's the number one job.
Keep him away.
Yeah, that's on these long road trips with the team. Some of the kids always want to sit in the front seat. I'm like, if you sit here, you have to talk to me. You can't just go to sleep. I was like, you have to talk to me, and it has to be a good topic. It can't just be anything. My wife just goes to sleep whenever, so she usually tells me, do you need me to drive as soon as we get in the car for a long road trip? Let's do our leg extensions. So we're here, and then circle in. And I'm like, nope, take your nap right now, because in about 3 or 4 hours, I'm gonna need you to talk to me when I'm tired. So that's usually my request. And yeah, she doesn't, she agrees. She's like, all right, I'm gonna take my nap now. I'm like, perfect. Extend. Yeah, so on Friday on our way back home, we're gonna stop at the Manzanar museum. So we'll be doing that stop. We'll stop in Bishop first to grab some of the Schatz Bakery sandwiches, and then we'll go to Manzanar. All right, very good. All right, we're almost done with our lower legs. So actually, this being our first day, I think we're okay with we'll go to our standing movements. So let's go ahead and find a broomstick. I need to find a broomstick because I don't have my foam roller. I already found a broom. So go ahead and find that item for me. I'll go a little different. Since we're in Mammoth, I'll go with the snow shovel with the theme. So, found this right now. So you know I'm not lying, I am in Mammoth. Snow shovel away. Alright, so It's a little bit more one-sided, but it should get the job done. All right, so we're gonna go just left to right. Hope I don't hit anything with this. So left to right. Focus on that left shoulder. So right hand pushes, left hand guides. Go ahead. Oh, you gotta wait. Watch out for that ceiling fan. Did anyone else travel in the last month? 30 degrees forward. Again, we do about 8 of these per angle. All right, 60 degrees. Ninety, right in front of you. Towards the back. Make sure I don't hit this TV behind me. We didn't get insurance, so I gotta be careful. Very good. All right, we're gonna go with the right side now, okay? So let's switch. Left hand pushes, right hand guides. Thirty degrees forward. $60. $90, right in front of you. And then let's go behind the back. Let's see how this works out. So behind, oh, we didn't do towards the back, sorry. Towards the back, missed that one. And then now behind the back. So up and down. And then lift. So lift back. All right, very good. I'm gonna put this away because it's a little bulky. All right, so we only have a few more stretches left for today's intro session. So we're gonna go ahead and do some hip stuff, okay? So we're gonna start with big hip circles. So again, we do these usually in our warm up, but I find this being one of the more rewarding stretches. I feel like there's some stretches that when I do, my body feels 10 times better. And this is one of those. But again, if you're just being passive with the stretch and just kind of doing the little circles, you're not going to get too much out of it. So you want to exaggerate just kind of push your limbs and your joints to the limit on this one. Just go as far out as possible. Switch directions. Whoa. Popping from all angles here. We have a few minutes left before these teenagers come through this front door. Okay, next is we're gonna do a little bit of lymphatic flushing through our knees, but this is also good mobility for our ankle joints. Okay, so slide in at the knees and draw. Now we're doing circles with our knees. Giving our knees a little bit more action, but this is also stretching our hips. Switch. All right, and then our last one, we're gonna go ahead and do single leg standing ABCs for our ankles. Okay, so a little bit of balance work. Elevate your right leg and just trace the letters of the alphabet. So again, anyone that was interested, on Mondays, I teach, like I mentioned, I teach at Irvine Valley College. We have a class at 2 o'clock. That class today is gonna be joint health and balance, okay? So if you're in that class, we're gonna get a little bit more of this balance stuff. But in case you want to stretch, and sometimes this class has a time conflict, that one could work out. But like I said, I think we're at a good spot. Let's switch. So I was mentioning to some folks, oh, this calf is tight. Yeah, I met the staff out there, really nice people. And yeah, they're just as encouraging as they are at Santa Ana. But unfortunately, yeah, just the Irvine Valley registration process is a little bit more tedious. A lot more tedious. So. I'm glad I detected this tight calf, because now I can spend a little bit more time stretching it before I go on my run, okay? All right, last thing, I promise, last thing. Just heels to toe rocks, okay? So just heels to toes. This is just me stretching my calves because they felt tender. So remember, this Wednesday, I will have a recording. So I will be posting that recording on the front page. And then, so our next live session for this specific class will be next Monday, okay? Next Monday at 10 a.m. So just keep that in mind. We don't meet Monday through Saturday anymore. It's Mondays and Wednesdays, okay? Cool. Any questions before we sign out? All right, folks. So thank you, especially if you're in both of my classes today. It's nice seeing you for the duration. And yeah, but we only meet twice a week today, Mondays and Wednesdays. So, all right, folks. It's nice seeing you. Jan, Carmen, maybe I'll see you at Irvine. But
see you tomorrow.
Sounds good. 9 a.m. at that's for Irvine. If that's what you're talking about. Yeah.